Hi, I'm Curtis Knight, and this mini clip is about parent dances on your wedding day. Now, typically, a DJ will look at his or her notes and say, okay, we did the grand entrance and we did the cutting of the cake, and the next thing on my punch list here is parent dances. So he or she will grab the microphone and say, right now, if I could have your attention, it's time for Mary to have a special dance with her father. Mary, could I ask you to grab your father and please head on to the dance floor? But a seasoned professional will come find you first to make sure that you're ready, and there are some other things we can add to really make your parent dances special. Here's an example of what I suggest to brides and grooms on their wedding day. It's time for the parent dances, which is a judgment call. If you leave this in our hands, we like to make the decision whether we're going to do the parent dances during dinner, which has a lot going for it, or later on during the dance segment. During the dance segment, we try to avoid, because once you get a packed dance floor, you don't want to stop it for any reason. Even though the parent dances are very, very special, once you get the dance floor humming, you're not going to want to stop that dance floor. And once dinner is over, your captive audience has left. People are in the restroom and they're out on the balcony and they're smoking cigarettes and they're watching the Red Sox game downstairs. Everybody leaves after dinner. During dinner, you have a captive audience. So when I can, I try to get the parent dances done during dinner. So I will come to you, and again, I watch you to make sure that you're not actively eating your meal. If I see you cutting into your steak and you're putting a piece of meat on the fork up to your mouth, I will come up and say, so, are you ready to do your parent dances now? Because you're in the middle of having your meal, and it's your wedding day, and it's the most important day of your life, and on your wedding day, it's also the most important day in my life. So I'll come to you when I see that you're between opportunities. You finished your main course, and you're getting ready for dessert. Now you're doing chit-chats with your husband. People are coming back, assuming that I'm talking to the bride right now. You're doing chit-chats, and some friends are coming over and talking to you, and I'll look over and say, this is a good time for the parent dances. So I'll come up and I'll find you, sitting at the head table, and I'll say, if you are comfortably ready, we can do parent dances now, or if you prefer, I can come back in a few minutes, or we can wait till later. Usually, the answer is, yeah, if you want, you think now is good? Okay. So I say, all right, can you do me a favor? And I point to the bride and I say, could you do me a favor and get your dad? And then I look at the groom and I say, and could you do me a favor and get your mom? And could you both meet me at the edge of the dance floor over there? And they both say, okay. And I say, thank you so much. So then I go over and I wait at the edge of the dance floor, and then you return, and the bride has her dad and the groom has his mom. And I say, with your permission, I'd like to orchestrate this a little bit to amplify the love and make it even more special. What I'd like to do is have John, you and your mom are going to stay here with your beautiful wife, Mary. You three are going to stay here. Mr. Brown, could I ask you to please, when I tell you, go to the far end of the dance floor opposite from us. So you're all the way at the other end of the dance floor, and all the rest of us are going to be standing over here. So John and Mary and Mom are staying here. Dad, you're going to go to the other end of the dance floor. I'm going to go on mic and I'm going to say, right now, it's time for Mary to enjoy a special dance on her wedding day with the other man in her life, her father. Now that phrase, her father, that's your key word. Mr. Brown, when I say her father, would you please start walking toward the center of the dance floor? John, you're going to take your wife Mary by the hand and you're going to start walking toward the center of the dance floor as well. And the two of you are going to converge in the center of the dance floor. John and Mary, you'll be holding hands. Mr. Brown, you'll be walking toward them, and you're going to meet in the center of the dance floor. Then, John, you're going to shake hands with your new father-in-law and give him a hug. Then you're going to hand your bride over for her to dance with her dad. Everybody understand that? So, once again, when I say the other man in her life, her father. John and Mary, you start walking toward the center. Mr. Brown, you start walking toward the center. You all meet in the middle. Handshake, hug, and dance. Then John, you're going to walk back to the edge where your mom is, stand with her, put your arm around her, and sit and watch dutifully and attentively through the entire dance. Don't look away, don't talk to anybody, simply watch your bride. And the reason for this is, people are videoing you with their little teeny silver cameras. They have things caught on video, and you don't want to see the groom pounding a shot of tequila with his buddies. hey, what's up? While his bride is on the dance floor dancing with her dad. So you want to be laser beam focused attentively on the dance. Everybody understand what's going on? I'm going to say it in about 30 seconds. Everybody please wait. Thank you so much. Mr. B, you can go. So then I wait, and I let about 15 seconds go by. Mr. Brown's at the other end of the dance floor. John and Mary and Mrs. Smith are over at this end of the dance floor. And then I go on mic and I say, right now, it's time for Mary to enjoy a special dance on her wedding day with the other man in her life, her father. John and Mary start walking toward the center. Mr. Brown starts coming from the other side. They meet in the middle. Then there's the handshake and the hug. And people's eyes begin to well up with tears. People take a lot of photographs, and it's just a beautiful moment. At the end of that dance, I'll say something like, how about it one more time for Mary and her dad? Mr. Brown, congratulations. They grow up so fast. Thank you very much, sir. And now, John, if I could ask you to please collect your gorgeous mom from the edge of our dance floor and walk her to the center. It's time for John to enjoy a special dance with his mom. And that's how we do the parent dances, if you approve.